Attention passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news. Something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 8,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Alright folks, let us talk about what is brewing in Dallas right now. If you've been paying attention to the NFL lately, and really how could you not, you probably sense that something big is on the horizon for the Cowboys, especially as we approach the trade deadline on November 4th. And let me tell you, Jerry Jones, isn't he just sitting back and hoping everything falls into place? No, sir. The Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager knows that to maintain their status as contenders, they need to make some bold moves, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. It has no secret that the offense has been firing on all cylinders, and that has been the case for a while now. They got one of the most prolific offenses in the league, capable of scoring on almost every possession, which puts a lot of pressure on the defense to hold the fort. But if the defense isn't up to par, no matter how explosive the offense is, it is going to be a long season. Now the big story here is that Jerry Jones appears to understand just how critical it is to upgrade that defense before the deadline. And the rumors swirling around suggest that the Cowboys are eyeing some high-profile targets, with one name standing out above the rest, Maxx Crosby. Yes, the Raiders' star pass rusher. According to some of the NFL insiders, including the well-respected Trey Wingo, Dallas has already made inquiries about a potential trade to bring Crosby into the fold. That is huge, folks. Crosby is a game-show on the edge. Yes, young, explosive, relentless. It has exactly the kind of player the Cowboys need to bolster their pass rush, which has been somewhat inconsistent this season. But let us take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Raiders, sitting at 2-5 and fresh off a humiliating 31-0 loss in Week 6, are in a full-blown rebuild mode. It has clear embracing the tanking strategy, trying to build for the future, especially after such a dismal start to the season. Trading their best player, Crosby, would be a bold move, but also a logical one if they were truly committed to rebuilding. For the Raiders, getting rid of Crosby could accelerate their rebuild, clearing the way for younger players and draft picks to develop. And for Dallas, this could be the perfect opportunity to acquire a star pass rusher who can immediately impact games. But of course, the question is, what are the Cowboys willing to give up? Because acquiring Crosby isn't just about offering draft picks. It is also about the players Dallas might be willing to part with. And that is where things get interesting. Rumors are swirling that Trevon Diggs, the Cowboys' talented quarterback, might be one of the key pieces in this trade puzzle. Diggs, a player with exceptional ball skills and playmaking ability, has had a roller coaster of a season. There has a sense within the fan base, and even among some in the front office, that Diggs might be heading out of Dallas soon. See, there has been some tension between Diggs and the front office. He has been openly critical of the defensive scheme under coordinator Matt Everflace, and there was that incident where he had to rehab away from the team during the offseason, which didn't sit well with many. On top of that, Dallas activated a clause in his contract that required him to participate in at least 84 of the off-season program. But Diggs was somewhat absent and vocal about his disagreements with coaching. And let us not forget his best friend, Micah Parsons, one of the team's most integral players, was traded earlier in the season, which perhaps added to the sense that Diggs is no longer comfortable or maybe even eager to leave Dallas. In fact, rumors suggest that Diggs might be a prime trade chip for the Raiders, who are in desperate need of rebuilding their secondary. With their cornerback core depleted and their season seemingly slipping away, trading Diggs could be a strategic move for them. And for Dallas, moving him could open up cap space and roster spots for new additions, especially if the team's front office believes that the team's defensive progress can be achieved without him. Interestingly enough, the recent performance of the Cowboys' defense without Diggs might be telling. In the last game, where Diggs was absent due to a concussion from an accident at home, the defense played arguably its best game of the season. They looked more disciplined, more cohesive, and perhaps even more motivated. Now, some might say that trading a player like Diggs would be a tough pill to swallow, given his talent and potential. But the reality is, the NFL is a business, and sometimes the best move to get better in the long run is to make difficult decisions. Now, especially when the team has a chance to bring in a player like Crosby, who could be a difference maker for years to come. And make no mistake, any trade involving Crosby is going to involve significant draft capital, probably multiple high picks, and likely a player or two that the team is willing to part ways with, such as Diggs. The question then becomes, how far is Jerry Jones willing to go? Is he ready to part ways with Diggs and perhaps other assets to land Crosby, who could transform the Cowboys' pass rush and elevate their defense to an elite level? It has a gamble, no doubt, but it is also a calculated risk that could pay off big time. The Cowboys already have one of the most potent offenses in the league, but football games are won and lost on defense, especially in the playoffs. Adding a player like Crosby could be the missing piece that takes them from good to great, from playoff contenders to Super Bowl favorites. And let us not forget, the NFC East is fiercely competitive this year. The Eagles are strong, the Giants are surprising some, and Washington is always a wild card. The Cowboys need to solidify their defense, not just to keep pace, but to take control of the division. A trade for Crosby would send a clear message that Dallas is serious about winning now, not just aiming for the future. It asks about making a statement to their rivals and asserting their dominance on both sides of the ball. But beyond just Crosby, the Cowboys are always looking at the bigger picture. They want to build a roster that can sustain success and contend year after year. That means smart, aggressive moves before the deadline. The front office has a history of swinging for the fences, and this year seems no different. The potential trade for Crosby, coupled with the strategic reshuffling involving players like Diggs, shows that Dallas is willing to make bold decisions to keep their championship hopes alive. As we approach the deadline, all eyes will be on what Jerry Jones and his team do next. Will they pull the trigger on a blockbuster deal? Will they gamble on the talent they already have? Or will they go all in to bring in that game-changing pass rusher? Either way, the message is clear. The Cowboys are not content to sit back and watch their rivals get stronger. They determined to be aggressive and make moves that could redefine their defense for years to come. And for us fans of the Star, the excitement is palpable because we know that in the NFL, the deadline is more than just a date on the calendar. It has a turning point, possibly a season-defining moment. The decisions made now could shape the future of this team, leading them back to the promised land, or setting them back if things don't go as planned. Regardless, one thing is for sure, Dallas is in the thick of it, and the stakes have never been higher. So stay tuned, because we'll be watching closely to see how this all unfolds. Will Jerry Jones and the Cowboys pull off the deal of the season? Will they find a way to fortify their defense and push for another Super Bowl run? We'll find out soon enough. But one thing is certain, this is a story you don't want to miss. The NFC East is heating up, the Cowboys are making their moves, and the entire league is watching. The next chapter in Dallas Cowboys history might just be written in the coming days. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you. It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. As we look ahead, the potential for a blockbuster trade involving Crosby and possibly Diggs is just the tip of the iceberg. The Cowboys have been strategic in building a roster that can compete at the highest level, and this deadline could be the defining moment that cements their status as a true NFC powerhouse. With a roster loaded with talent and a front office unafraid to make bold moves, the future looks bright for Dallas fans. The question now is, are you ready for what is coming? Because the next few weeks will be crucial, and the Cowboys' push for another Super Bowl appearance depends heavily on what decisions are made right now. And remember, the NFL is a league of inches, of moments, and of bold decisions. The Cowboys are not just sitting around waiting for things to happen. They're reactively shaping their destiny. They know that a single trade can alter the course of a season, and perhaps even a franchise's legacy. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, keep your eyes glued on Dallas, because what happens in the next few days could be historic. Will they land Crosby? Will they trade Diggs? Will they make a move that surprises everyone? The answer is coming soon, and when it does, we'll want to be here right with us, breaking it down and celebrating the future of the Dallas Cowboys. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Thanks for being with us. And as always, go Cowboys!